Hi everyone, this is the Nordic Venture Show, your guide to the exciting world of Nordic startups and venture capital. In today's episode, we're exploring a startup called Wanda.
Hey there! Ready to dive into something pretty cool?
Always up for that. What are we looking at today?
Today we're taking a look at Wanda.
Wanda.
Yeah, Wanda. They're this company that's kind of blown up recently.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What do they do?
So imagine you've got a storage unit, right?
Okay, got it.
But it's also like a repair shop.
Interesting combination.
And then on top of that, throw in a pre-loved marketplace.
Wow, okay, that's a lot rolled into one. So how does that all work?
Well, that's what we're going to unpack. You sent over a ton of info on them.
Yeah, they've definitely caught my eye. What's got you so interested?
Honestly, it's how they're tackling these big, make or break the planet challenges.
Yeah, that's definitely something we need more of these days. Sustainable solutions for everyday problems.
Exactly. But they're not just talking about it. They're actually doing it.
Well, what's fascinating here is how Wanda directly tackles the headaches of city living specifically, the lack of space and that ever-present desire for eco-friendly solutions.
Okay, so they're not just organizing your clutter. They're doing it with the planet in mind.
Precisely. They're not shying away from their commitment to sustainability either. In fact, they're shouting it from the rooftops that they're already carbon negative.
Wow, carbon negative. That's a pretty impressive claim. But how do they actually pull that off?
It all boils down to their circular logistics model.
Circular logistics.
Yeah, so think electric vehicle fleets for pickup and delivery.
Okay, that makes sense.
A streamlined logistics platform to optimize every trip. And get this, they directly employ their drivers. This isn't your average gig economy setup.
Interesting. So they're really invested in every step of the process.
Absolutely. This allows them to really keep a close eye on their environmental impact at every stage.
So they're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk.
Absolutely. And it's not just about minimizing their footprint. It's about making the entire life cycle of your belongings more sustainable. They've got 3 core services they highlight: storage, service and repairs, and buy and sell.
Let's break those down because I'm seeing a lot of potential for those services to overlap in a really interesting way.
Exactly. Let's say you need some breathing room in your apartment. Wanda swoops in, picks up your bulky winter gear,
Makes sense.
stores it safely and securely, then delivers it back right to your doorstep when the snow starts falling again.
Okay, that alone would be a lifesaver for anyone living in a tiny apartment who doesn't want to haul their stuff across town to a storage unit.
Right. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's say your favorite lamp takes a tumble. Instead of tossing it, you hand it off to Wanda. They handle the repair and return it good as new.
So you don't have to go hunting down someone to fix it.
Exactly. No more navigating confusing online repair marketplaces or trying to find a specialist.
And no more trying to figure out how to ship that lamp across the country to some specialist.
It's so convenient.
So they're like a concierge for your stuff.
Exactly.
But with an eco-friendly twist.
Exactly. Absolutely.
I bet you're wondering how the buy and sell piece fits into all of this.
Right. So it's all about giving your belongings a second life. Or a third or fourth, even.
Okay, I like where this is going.
So let's say you've got that vintage armchair.
Yeah, the one you inherited but don't actually like.
Exactly. Doesn't quite fit your vibe, right?
Not at all.
So you hand it off to Wanda.
They just take it.
Well, yeah. They pick it up, list it on their secondhand marketplace, handle the entire transaction.
Oh, so you don't have to deal with any of the online selling headaches.
Exactly. They even make sure it's delivered safely to its new owner.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
It takes all the hassle out of selling things online and keeps those items out of landfills. You mentioned in your notes you were particularly impressed with Wanda's commitment to reducing waste.
Oh, absolutely. And they're walking the walk. They're not just reselling furniture, though.
Oh, what else?
They're helping people repair stuff, too. Like, their website highlights how they help Edvard get his bike tuned up for spring.
Smart. A lot of people would just buy a new bike.
Right. But Wanda helped him save a trip to the repair shop and probably extended the life of his bike.
See, that's the kind of detail I love. It's one thing to talk about sustainability in broad strokes, but Wanda seems to be thinking about the little things, the everyday stuff, like giving a bike a new lease on life.
Exactly. And they're not afraid to share real stories about how their services are making a difference. Remember Uni? She snagged a practically brand new sofa through Wanda's secondhand marketplace.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, wait, I thought this was a sustainability company, not an interior design service.
Well, that's the beauty of it. They're proving that sustainability and style don't have to be mutually exclusive.
That's a good point.
They even had the sofa dry cleaned and delivered right to Uni's living room.
Wow, talk about service.
Right. It's about making sustainable choices the easy and desirable option.
Okay, I'm sold. But let's be honest, not everyone is as passionate about decluttering or eco-conscious living as we are. So who does Wanda see as their ideal customer?
That's the thing. Their target audience is surprisingly broad.
Really?
Yeah. For anyone who's ever felt the squeeze of city living, really.
Okay, so who's that?
Students in cramped dorms.
Makes sense.
Families juggling a million things.
Yeah.
Seniors looking to downsize without losing their treasures. Basically, anyone who wants to simplify their life and be a little kinder to the planet in the process.
I like it. It's practical.
Exactly.
And it sounds like they're not just catering to individuals either. What about businesses? Is there a place for Wanda in the corporate world?
Absolutely. Remember that article you flagged about their partnership with XXL, the sporting goods giant?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Well, they're now handling equipment maintenance for XXL, which is a stroke of genius, if you ask me.
Talk about a perfect match. It's like they're tapping into a whole new level of convenience and sustainability. Imagine if every company thought this way.
Precisely. And that's not their only partnership. They're also teaming up with Artwell, a company that rents out children's products.
Now, that's interesting. What's the connection there?
It's all about supporting that shift towards a sharing economy. Think about it. Kids grow out of clothes, toys, and equipment so quickly.
Oh, tell me about it.
Right. So instead of everyone buying and storing these items individually, they can be easily accessed and shared within a community.
Okay, yeah, I see where you're going with this.
And who makes that seamless sharing possible? Wanda, with their top-notch logistics network.
Ah, so they're like the invisible backbone of a more sustainable future. I like it. It sounds like they're not just offering a service, they're contributing to a larger movement.
You've got it. And they're not stopping there. They've also partnered with OBS, a major housing developer in Scandinavia.
Okay, now that's what I call thinking big picture. What's the scoop with that partnership? OBS. As in the people who build, like, actual houses and apartments.
Yeah, the big guys.
Okay, so OBS is getting in on this whole Wanda thing.
Yeah.
That's huge. What are they doing exactly?
So they're basically like weaving Wanda right into the buildings themselves.
Hold on, weaving them in?
Yeah, so like integrated storage solutions. Imagine you move into your new place, right?
Right, and you got boxes everywhere.
Exactly. But instead of cramming everything into some tiny storage locker in the basement,
And you've got a Wanda setup ready to go.
boom, right there in the building.
Wow, talk about convenience. But it's also, like, genius from a sustainability standpoint. I mean, you're designing these buildings with a more mindful approach to stuff from the get-go.
Exactly. And that's what makes Wanda so interesting to me, you know? They're not just offering a Band-Aid solution to clutter
Right.
or trying to fix our, like, throwaway culture after the fact.
Right, they're thinking bigger.
They're thinking about the bigger picture. Like, how can we actually design a future where sustainability is just, like, built in?
Woven into the very fabric is how we live.
Exactly.
It's pretty impressive. They're in multiple cities across Norway and Sweden already, right?
Yeah, and they're not stopping there. They've got some, like, seriously big-name investors backing them.
Wow, so they've got the funds to actually make this happen on a larger scale.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely playing for the big leagues. And they've been getting a ton of press, too.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of articles about them. It's like people are finally starting to pay attention to this whole circular economy thing.
It's about time, right?
Right. So I'm curious, what happens if this whole Wanda thing, it's not just some cool trend, but like the new normal?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Imagine a world where everyone had access to a service like this. Could we actually, like, turn the tide on our consumption habits?
I'd like to think so. It really makes you think about our relationship with stuff, you know, and how we can be more mindful about what we buy, what we keep, and what we get rid of.
Well, there you have it, folks, our deep dive into the world of Wanda, a company that's tackling clutter and combating climate change, one pickup and delivery at a time.
It'll be fascinating to see what they do next.
Absolutely. Until next time.
Thanks for listening to the Nordic Venture Show. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more stories of innovation from the Nordics.